like 5 to 7 hours a day of practice. I was going after it, and that's how I got to here.
I can do it in 30 days.
You can do it.
I'm about to train exactly like Bryson DeChambeau for the next 30 days. The goal is to see how much training like a pro can reduce my current handicap of 19.7. That means fully committing to his daily routine on the driving range, putting green, and in the gym. But why am I doing this? I've been playing golf for almost 3 years now, yet somehow I'm still stuck at a 19.7 handicap. Something has to change. After watching Bryson win his second US Open last year, I started following him a bit more closely. Bryson is known for his massive drives, scientific swing analysis, and arm lock putting, all which he gave me advice on in this video.
If you can really hammer that down, you're on your way to better golf immediately.
Which got me thinking, what if I trained exactly like Bryson for the next 30 days straight? How much could a high handicap golfer really improve? And how much could I reduce my handicap by? So this is how we're gonna do it. Step number 1, fly to America and ask Bryson about his training routine. Step number 2, train like Bryson for the next 30 days. And at the same time, try not to ruin my body. My fingers are just completely starting to fall apart. Even my grip is just covered in blood. Step number 3, establish my new handicap. I'll be playing 3 rounds of golf and then calculate how much my handicap has improved after 30 days. My handicap has dropped by... Pretty straightforward, right? Let's get going. I hopped on the plane to America and then gave Bryson arguably one of the worst dap-ups he's ever experienced. I then asked him what a typical practice day for Bryson DeChambeau looks like.
Okay. Training for golf, it's going to be 6 to 7 hours of grinding, grueling practice a day.
Exactly what we've just been watching.
Oh no, that's nothing.
Really?
It's continual, probably 5 to 6 hours a day. When I was a kid, it was like 5 to 7 hours a day of practice. I was going after it, and that's how I got to here.
I can do it in 30 days.
You can do it.
If you look close, you can see I'm terrified knowing how many hours of practice I had ahead of me. But I still needed to find out what his training off the golf course looked like.
If you're training for working out, I'm pretty much working out every single day. 2 to 3 sets of anything and everything, compound lifts, and then I do isolated lifts. Everything on my body through full range of motion.
He then shared a bunch of other important advice, but more on that later. Let's get into it. After spending the first few hours on the range, I quickly figured I'm going to need some professional help. Oh boy. For those of you who actually care, the advice I was given during my lesson was to square up at setup, make sure the takeaway is wider and lower, and to load the backswing properly.
You were loading on that right side.
And almost instantly, the results started to show, despite occasionally having one of these. But then, after spending days and hours on the range hitting only my driver, my body started to show its first signs of wear and tear.
Back is actually starting to get so sore. Alright. Quick update. My back is ruined. I've had to call off the range sessions just then. I just can't hit another golf ball right now. Just been smashing the balls on the range. This probably isn't the way to do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and then work on some of the strength exercises that Bryson gave me. And then hopefully this will fix my back. I don't know how long my back's going to be sore for, but even just sitting hurts right now. On my first day at the gym, I was doing a number of lightweight, compound, and isolated exercises, just like Bryson said. If I'm completely honest, I was going pretty easy on the weights. My real focus was stretching to get my back fixed. And after countless hours of stretching, my back started feeling so much better that I headed back to the range. And a few of my drives were starting to look really good actually. Have a look at this one. Just to show you guys some numbers here, so we can compare something to Bryson. I just hit my drive 256 yards. Bryson hits his drive on average on tour 316 yards. He does hit it more than 400 from time to time, so we'll just go with 316 for now. My ball speed was 147 miles per hour. Bryson's ball speed is 195 miles per hour on average. His club head speed is 135 miles per hour. Mine was 97. And after another day on the range, I decided it was time to see what my golf would look like on the golf course. My drives were starting to look really good and I was losing hardly any golf balls off the tee. I don't know what it was, but I was definitely starting to feel a lot more like Bryson. Oh my God, what the shit? But then, a new issue started to show. I could no longer hit my irons to save my life. My short game and approach shots were all over the place. Therefore, I knew it was time to shift focus and start working on my irons. When I met Bryson, I asked him which specific exercise contributed the most to his success. And to my surprise, he knew exactly which one that was.
Essentially, I went into a bunker and I drew a line, and I made sure that he could strike in front of that line. Strike the line and make a divot in front of it. If you can really hammer that down, you're on your way to better golf immediately. Just make sure you hit in front of the line, good divot every single time. With every swing, you're gonna be striking it way more consistently out there on the golf course.
Awesome. Just to show you guys, Bryson wanted me to draw a line in the sand and then make sure I hit down on the line. So that one would have been fat, this one would have been thin as it was behind the line, and this one was perfect.
Oh, that one was pure.
To get an idea where I'm currently at, I decided to hit 10 balls to see how many of them I would hit pure. And this is where I quickly realized it was time for another lesson with Coach Seb.
Good.
If I'm totally honest, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't fix too much so I wouldn't have to change my entire swing. But of course, that's exactly what he did. The main pointers he gave me here were to tighten my grip, have a lower and wider takeaway, and lastly, make sure I take big divots and really hit down on the ball. To my surprise, the next day I was literally not able to hit the ball anymore. Here's me being overdramatic.
I'm probably playing the worst golf that I've played since I've started this whole thing.
After countless hours on the range, the tide was finally starting to turn and I was really starting to get a grip of it. I do really encourage everyone to try this drill because it does give you instant feedback after every single swing. But then, just as I started having some of the cleanest ball striking I've ever had, this happened.
My fingers are just completely starting to fall apart. Even my grip is just covered in blood. I'm not helping it by not wearing gloves, but it's just like 2 hours of constantly swinging with no glove. The fingers are just completely starting to fall apart.
To give my hands some rest, I headed back to the gym the following 2 days. Again, if I'm completely honest, I was using pretty light weights to make sure I wasn't sore the following day. Big focus here was stretching. After jumping back in the sandpit, I noticed time off had done me massive favors. Practice was going great despite some minor setbacks.
Oh, my back is actually cooked.
On day 20, I decided to put myself to the test again and see how much my ball striking had improved.
That was probably my personal best just then. I think the key has actually been reducing that backswing for me because I definitely over-rotate and use a bit too much wrist. But now I slow down the backswing, that ball striking has just gotten so much better.
I then decided to head to the golf course to see how much my golf game was starting to come together. It's important to note here that while I was practicing the bunker drill, I was still working on my drives as well. Look at that shot. So I couldn't believe it. But then, this happened. My putting was all over the place. Probably an easy 2-putt. I want to say that's 3. I was fuming.
I just finished a little practice round to see if I was improving and to see if kind of everything's starting to fall into place. But what was that putting? I couldn't even make the easy putts. Like the tap-ins I was struggling with. It's the obvious one because I haven't practiced that part yet, but the irons were going well, approach shots were going well, drives were going quite well. But I just could not putt the ball today.
Therefore, I knew exactly what needed attention next.
Because I want my putting to be as similar as possible to Bryson's, I took a closer look at his putting technique, which is why I got this, an arm lock putter. The arm lock putter is very similar to a normal putter. The only difference is that it's significantly longer. The way you're supposed to use it is by putting it between your hands and kind of locking it against your lead arm, which in my case, because I'm right-handed, is the left-hand side. And it's kind of just supposed to add a little bit more stability and less wrist movement. Now I just need to figure out how to use it.
And who better to teach me how to use it than golf coach Seb? He gave me 3 main tips for using the arm lock putter. Firstly, to press the shaft firmly against my lead forearm, to let the shoulders do the work, and to set the ball up slightly forward in my stance. Seb then told me to test how many 10-foot putts I could make out of 10.
There we go.
I made 1 ball in. Let's see how much improvement I can make over the next 9 days. I mean, the swing itself just feels incredibly awkward now.
Putting practice started off pretty rough, but after a few hours, the first thing I noticed was despite not managing to sink any of the long putts,
My judgment for distance got so much better. I started two-putting almost everything. I was definitely starting to get a little better. Have a look at this one. But after 5 days of pretty much only putting, I started to lose my head. Nothing was dropping. I couldn't concentrate. Fatigue was seriously starting to kick in.
Don't know what's happening right now. I'm just starting to get sick of it a bit. I want to go home and just take like a little break from golf.
At this point, going to the gym was pretty much a reset button for me. It's the perfect way for me to clear my head. So after a few hours at the gym, guess what? The putter started working again.
That's all I wanted to do for putting. On day 30 tomorrow, I'm going to come back out here one last time and try and see how much I improved in every single exercise that I've been doing for the past 30 days. And then finally, we're going to find out how much my official handicap has reduced after training like Bryson for the past 30 days.
I came up pretty hot with the putter, ended up missing a few later on, but overall I was really impressed with my improvement here.
6 out of 10.
This actually turned into one of my favorite exercises. Once I figured out that I just need to hit down on the ball striking improved massively.
Okay, look at this new distance. Total distance 271, last distance was 256, ball speed 151, and club head speed 99. Those numbers are all up, that's crazy. The day has come. I'm about to play my first official round after training like Bryson for the past 30 days. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous. I've put in the hours, I've put in the hard work. It feels like everything has come around, but I guess this is where I'm really going to find out if my handicap has reduced over these past 30 days. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, so I'm going to walk you through a few holes here. So driver was working pretty well all day, went fairly straight there. Here's me playing a par 3, pushed it right a little bit. And despite me not practicing any short game really over the past 30 days, not a bad shot, tapping par here. And just as I thought I was playing one of the best rounds I've played in a long time, my long irons just weren't working. Here's me hitting a 4 iron. And this pretty much summed up the round as well. Just way too many 3 putts. Classic, but overall, pretty good round. I drove 3 hours to get to this golf course. Here's my first tee shot. I'll be left. Had to re-tee, here comes my third, and not much better, unfortunately. Still found it, left-hand side, managed to pull it. I was fuming here, I was so upset. This was a nice little approach shot, and I try to save it, double bogey here. Good putt, and I still missed it. And of course, things just weren't working for me here. Quad bogey on the first. Unfortunately, things were not getting better here. Couldn't get under the ball here, yeah. OB right, had to re-tee there as well. Oh, things that were working for me were the bunker shots though. I mean, thanks for that, Bryson. There wasn't a lot of bunkers that day. Pretty big bunkers as well. And then realization kicked in. I'm possibly going to have to admit that after training like Bryson for 30 days, I became a worse golfer. On the back nine, things started working out a little better. Is my 7 iron approach shot back of the green, and really good putt here. Tapped it in for par. Overall, not my best round.
Okay, this is the last day, hole number 1.
First hole of the day here, hit it straight down the middle, really happy with this drive. I think I was left with a 110-yard approach shot here, managed to hit the green, and 2-putted from there. So putters seem to be working this day. I'm going to jump ahead and go to the last hole of the day. Last hole of the challenge, actually. 120-yard par 3. Managed to hit the green as well. And again, 2-putt from there. Managed to finish the day and the challenge, actually, with a par. Really happy with that.
All right, guys. I just wrapped up playing my 3rd round. And I'm going to go home now, evaluate the results, and then I'm going to go see
what training like Bryson for the past 30 days did to my handicap. All right, let me do a quick little update here. So I just added all the scores into a new handicap calculator that didn't take my previous scores into account. These are the results that I'm looking at right now. After 30 days and spending countless hours on the driving range, was it all worth it? We're about to find out. My handicap has dropped by 1.5 strokes. It went from a 19.7 before to an 18.2 now. If I'm totally honest, I don't think that this result fully reflects how much I've actually improved over the past 30 days. I mean, 1.5 strokes isn't a massive amount, but I am confident that my ball striking has actually improved significantly over those past 30 days. And I'm also confident that the more scores I submit over the next few weeks, that this handicap is going to keep going down. What this does show though is that maybe training like Bryson just isn't for everyone. I mean, the guy's a freak. I just don't think it's normal to be spending that much time on the driving range every single day. But like he said it as well, if he wouldn't have spent those hours on the driving range, he would never ended up where he is today. I have gained tremendous respect for Bryson, knowing how much work he puts into it and having learned a bit more about his work ethic as well. That's it for me. If you guys want to keep following my golf journey, please make sure to subscribe. And me and my brothers upload videos like this every other week. You can see similar videos right here. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.